Yo, what is good everybody? Welcome along. It is that time once again. I've just dropped a brand new sample/loop pack called Beneath. Half a year in the making, I've crafted a pack catered towards that UK underground sound. Dark UKG, 140, drum and bass, but like some dirty, foghorny drum and bass. Three similar styles, but one unifying sound, and that is the sound of the UK's underground bass. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what this pack is exactly about and show you some of the 850 samples and loops that I spent half a year creating and culminating the perfect underground sound library. That is a taste of what this pack is all about. And of course, right off the rip, it's bass loops, the quintessential part of any massive sample pack. And there is plenty. Or we could turn it into something a little bit more melodic. Oh, let's get into some heavier shit. Hey, there we go. It's too grimy. Roll right off the bat. So if we take that 130 Dark UKG kind of BPM, or something a little bit dirtier. But then you could funk it up a little bit more with gritty, a little bit dirty. Anyways, and then lastly, of course, it's that 174 kind of detuned sine waves and stuff. You're gonna need headphones or a sub to really feel that one. Yeah, let's try it. Oh, F sharp, there we go. Let's try that one. Branching into the bass one shot's a combination of all sorts you need for that underground sound. I think on memory there's 117 bass one shots in here, split into a bunch of different types of sounds. So, starting off with some clean analog tones from this. For that authentic old school analog sound, these are pretty simple but very universal basses you can use. And of course you got your clean digital ones. These are made with like Serum analog operator. You know, with some wavetables you wouldn't necessarily find on like an analog synth like that. And then of course, speaking of foghorns, so many, absolutely essential with that underground sound. And towards the end of making this pack, I actually found another use for them. If you strip away the bass and like drench them with reverb, they're really cool like tones to just have in the background to create like sinister, edgy energy. And so that blends really nicely into the back of a drop like this. It's like a cheeky little tone, but anyways. You know, that kind of sound, a few sub drops, and some ultra processed bass shots just over the top. It's so sick. Which I kind of used in this one. That bass there just so sick. And of course some wubs to finish it up. Drum effects like little ear candy sounds just keep your track even more interesting. So these work really well with that 140 kind of like a snare hit, stuff like that. So yeah, extra little ear candy ambiances. And into the drum loops, of course, you can make your own with a bunch of the different drum one-shots in this pack. I wanted to get you started with some cool shit. Of course, stemmed out in your kicks, snares, cymbals. In case you want to drag and drop, mash them up, etc, etc. Very groovy, very Foley-esque. And then 140 stuff, kinda. So just replacing those drums with like something like this. And lastly, the DNB stuff. Some stuff like jungle inspired rollers, etc, etc. All with varying degrees of like intensity. Miscellaneous drums are legit my favorite part of the entire pack. These are all the random little bits that don't necessarily like conform to these full loops. Just bits and pieces here and there to like inspire ideas. So like chucking in here. Toaster kitchen effects, like what? That would go good offbeat actually. Some kitchen Foley, just yeah, cool, love that. And of course top loops. To just layer over the top of your drums or your kick and snares. Drum one shots, there's a whole bunch here. Perfect for that Dark UKG burial inspired stuff. Obviously hats. Kicks, basic ones. Your normal stuff, more industrial kind of Dark UKG stuff. Miscellaneous, random, and submerged. Like submerged go really well with in between bits. If we switch the snares for snaps. And of course snares, hard hitting, just rises, sweeps. Of course. Verb sweeps, perfect to just layer over the top. Effect sounds, a combination of DJ stuff. These work so well across UKG 140 and drum and bass, but particularly 140, like I've been using it right before these drops. And another one over here. They really inject so much groove and just like help transition one part into another. And of course we've got classic lasers. More DJ stuff, wheel ups. More effects. Melodic loops, I'm hoping you'll pull a lot of inspiration from these. These are like your in-between drop moments and just like set up the scene for the rest of the track. I love that they're all kind of unconventional in their own ways, but that's what makes them so awesome, so. Very groovy, that one, just to kind of like throw in with a drum loop. That all just... Very groovy, but very atmospheric and moody at the same time. That would be sick over the top of something like... Also good with like a low pass respace in the background, that kind of... Old school dubstep drums, oh, you got yourself a track. Oh, I know where that one's from. Very practical in there. And some unconventional cool stuff for drum and bass, which kind of lends itself well to like liquid as well. Where's that soft piano? That and like a... melodic one-shots. Stuff like... perfect to just throw in your drops. I reverse this one, it helps blend into like the next section really well. Sick. Of course, chord one-shots too. A classic example where that would work well is like... and then if you had like a bass. You just need some sick drums over the top of that. Finally, there was a pack that has some sick drums in it. Tones, I've been throwing a lot of these tones into simpler actually. Okay, this is gonna have to have drums. I'm not gonna blue ball everybody with this one. That would sound good with like a... oh, yeah, spicy. Sick! Oh, I should do that to the track. Anyways, what am I doing? Where am I up to? Textures, obviously super important when it comes to that kind of dark UKG. Even roller, even 140. Absolutely great for everything. Don't know what I'm yakking about. This texture particularly went well over just the whole thing, so. But without it, just needs something to just like tie everything in together, and that's where the textures come into play. They like the glue. They're the glue for the pack, everybody. Textures and noise too. Just kind of in the background doing its thing. Ambiances. They're not the sexiest thing to help showcase the track, but they are super, super important. And lastly, textures over this. Yeah, the textures is that extra little bit of glue. And lastly, we come to vocal effects. Also one of my favorite parts of the pack, because they just help add that extra dimension. That help your audience just kind of latch onto your drop even more. I think for a good chunk of these drops in the showcase track, I used a bunch of these little vocal echo loops. Which would work great, just... they just work so well over the top just to... before. It's good, it needs that extra kind of... where is it? It's right here, it's the vocal. So heaps of them in this pack, I absolutely love them. Like this would just work universally well, pitch into the right key, make sure tones. Takes on a whole new kind of energy. So sick. Random miscellaneous other vocals as well, like some delays. Work well for random air candies and also start of drops when you're trying to fill out the entire frequency spectrum. A few rap things here and there. Anyways, that is a look into my brand new sample loop pack Beneath. If you want to grab it, by all means, go ahead and pick up a copy from the link in the description. And those with a keen eye will be like, oh, Beneath breaks bonus, what's that? Well, good spotting. It is a limited time freebie that does come with the launch of Beneath. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Half a year in the making, 850 plus samples and loops for you to get that underground sound.